that of GDP. So everybody can make a small piece of cake and eat it and distribute it to the neighbors also. So that's what we're doing in pharma. This is the situation now, which is 56,000 crores growing at 15%. If you take the same CAGR of 15-16%, next slide will show you that in 2020 it will be 1,90,000 crores. That's the power of compounding for us. Roughly 15% per annum if you take. Yeah, and I don't see it coming down because I don't see our economy coming down. In the next 20-30 years, I don't see our economy coming down to less than 9-10% growth. If economy is 9-10% growth, pharma will be 15-16% growth. And if you get more and more because patent expiry, more patent products coming into India, so on and so forth, you have higher priced products giving you higher price index, giving you higher, automatically higher valuation of growth. So that's why I put the there. Same simple 100,000 crores compared to 56,000 crores today. Can you imagine youngsters here what kind of industry you will work for? Check the other industry. How much? 120. The steel industry is worth 1,20,000 crores and pharma is going to overtake that. Can you imagine steel industry is so much in infrastructure, and I have to check out how many more industries are as large as this. Well, I can see a lot of us sitting here, except maybe 1 or 2 faces, who will still be functional, who will be functional in 2020. Maybe not me, maybe not you. Hopefully, if you are alive of what happens in industry, but sitting here, we belong to good industry and a growing industry. Can you afford? While this happens, stakeholders may what we cover, we charge their expectations, which means now we expect 20 can do. That will be more. Each stakeholder, what is currently happening, we are not talking about their expectation, what is currently happening with regard to their expectation, and what is likely to happen in 2020, and something has to be done to fulfill the gap, and that is what industry has to do. Okay. So 7 stakeholder groups there. We will take each stakeholder after a stakeholder. We are talking about doctor groups now. When you say doctor groups, we are talking about doctor as a community. What is happening today? Like it or not, doctors look at pharma as cash cows. Pharma wala aa raha hai to paisa jayega, sample jayega, sponsors ke jayega. Cash cow. I hope there are no doctors here. But even if they accept it. Pharma is not knowledge provider to a doctor, because knowledge provider has become the net. There was a time when the knowledge providers, it was not there. Today, public pharma is for all needs. So, second, look at us from a transactional relationship. You give me this, I give you this. And it lasts a long time, very fast about. It can't last very long. It lasted in the US for almost 25-30 years. But suddenly in the last 2 years, regulation has come in, morality has come in, legality has come in. The other day of nephrology, he was surprised to find that 93% doctors had grown. 2 years ago, everybody had come at the cost of some other company. So anything which goes beyond the level of what actions have to happen, making some feeble attempts to correct the morality. I think if you look at US as a learning morality, you can correct bring strong legality. legality, morality. That's what that has to look again, but they will rather than curing, they look at disease management groups for us. They look at how we can arrange telemedicine, how we can arrange business, how we get better care. That's what we expect to happen. Are we able to do that? Doctors, and now the last point we are not doing now is probably to create. You take the example of the big example is doing their own small bit. 40 million people, 10% go towards failure. In India, 10 years now. As a people have to make sure that we pick up patients faster, diagnose them faster, treat them faster. It's not just pro bono, it benefits industry and it benefits doctors. This, I think, the color of diabetes. Certain of diabetes happen. This again one activity. You can look at ministry with doctors to show whether it is kidney care, socio-economic. This is what happens on the doctor group, moving from 2011 to 2020, from transitional actually dependent model. Let's go to the there is joint pricing. Today, complete we have DPC, we have NP, but suddenly, even the regulator is walking plus approach. 100 top price. That's the minimum price. Regulator today industry by one step forward. Somebody who is profit monger to somebody who is making profit. Somebody profit with conscience. We are also seen today as somebody who is fast, quickly in, into the city. We would expect regulator to see as somebody who is doing patient-friendly work. Hats off to the price regulator today for the first step that they have taken. From 1975 onwards, we have been looking at it. It's always been cost plus. For the first time, we are looking at market center, which is very healthy. So what do we do for this? Regulator to move from price control to price monitoring, self-monitoring. I mean, if there are 40 brands, why should brand number 1 be at 100 and brand number 40 be at 10, as an example, which is what is happening today? So what does the public think of us? Public will think, was somebody we are fooling them. What does the price regulator think of us? That we are fooling them. Is 10 the right price, 100 the right price? And it's happening given molecule, product. So we'll have to look at self-regulation and self-preservation there. The last point is something worth looking at. In chronic care, particularly when it comes to oncology or such expensive care, the beginning is just being made now. What we as an industry expect is the pricing will be patient outcome based. Suppose a patient is going to spend 10 lakhs of rupees on on leukemia. Okay? If patient gets a success, the price is 10 lakhs. If patient doesn't get a success, the price will be 5 lakhs. So what we in advertising called as success fee model. If the advertising works, you pay a success fee. The same thing is likely to happen, is happening right now in small way, what is called as success based pricing. Especially for very, very expensive therapy, we expect that. I mean, it's only fair because the cost of production may be 1 lakh, you're selling it at 10 lakhs. Maybe if the failure of patient, you recover 2 lakhs rather than 10 lakhs. So what is called as outcome based pricing. We expect that to happen in expensive therapies in the next 8-10 years. Yeah, next one. Patent as a regulator. Today, if you look at how do we look at patent guys and how do they look at us, is very, very confusing. Anti-AIDS drugs, okay, we can take a weaker look at patents. Multinational with very strong foothold, we can take a weaker look at patents. This won't go on. If we are going to be part of the global economy, if we are going to be part of the global village, we will have to start respecting patents the way US respects it. If you have signed the TRIPS treaty, which is what we have signed, but today with the Glivec case or any other case, everybody is very confused about how India will interpret patents. I think we need to remove the ambiguity for the world where we say India respects patent like any other developed country. Second is the issue of data exclusivity. India sometimes respects data exclusivity, sometimes does not respect data exclusivity. I think patent and data exclusivity go together. If you respect patents, you have to respect data exclusivity. So this ambiguity, I expect, will go away as an expectation by 2020. We are talking about third regulator, the Ministry of Health. As we already mentioned earlier, the Ministry of Health is doing its own thing, clearing drugs, doing awareness programs. Industry is doing their own thing. If you look at the bottom line there, I expect a lot of public-private ownership, public-private initiatives that will happen to bring healthcare to a more proximal level. What is making is that whether we like it or not, industry will grow by 15%, to nearly 1 lakh crores, we will reach there. We keep stakeholders satisfied as we go along.